Hey everyone, today we're covering proxies for blockchain data collection and on-chain analytics. On-chain analytics powers investment decisions, compliance monitoring, security audits, and market intelligence across the crypto industry. Platforms like Nansen, Dune Analytics, and Arkham Intelligence have built billion-dollar businesses on blockchain data analysis. Building your own on-chain analytics capability requires collecting massive amounts of blockchain data, including transaction histories, token transfers, contract interactions, and state changes, which demands high-volume RPC access that quickly exceeds any single provider's rate limits. Proxies distribute your data collection across multiple IPs and RPC endpoints, enabling the throughput needed for comprehensive blockchain data analysis. To illustrate the scale involved, consider what comprehensive Ethereum data collection requires. Around 7,200 blocks arrive per day, each containing 100 to 400 transactions. Transaction receipts run about 1.2 million per day, each requiring a separate RPC call. Token transfers add another 2 to 5 million, ERC20 events daily, and DeFi protocol analysis demands millions of contract storage slot reads. Historically, Ethereum has over 19 million blocks since Genesis. Collecting a single day of complete Ethereum data requires approximately 5 million RPC calls, at standard rate limits of 25 to 100 calls per second per key. This takes 14 to 55 hours on a single endpoint. With proxy-distributed RPC access, you can complete this in under an hour. The data collection architecture centers on 4 components. The first is an RPC pool with proxy distribution, which rotates requests across multiple providers and proxy IPs to stay under rate limits. The second is a block and transaction collector that gathers raw block data and full transaction details. The third is an event log scanner that captures on-chain events like token transfers and contract calls. The fourth is a whale tracker that monitors large wallet movements and flags significant on-chain activity. With mobile proxies distributing load across multiple RPC API keys, you can achieve 10 to 30 times the throughput of a single endpoint. This is essential for data collection workloads that require high volume. RPC calls are priced per compute unit. To keep costs down, use batch requests where possible. A batch of 50 calls counts as 50 compute units, but only one HTTP request. Cache responses for immutable data like historical blocks and finalized transactions. Use event-based data collection rather than polling, since scanning for specific events is more efficient than processing every block sequentially. Distributing across providers also lets you stay within free tier limits on each one. For data storage, the recommended approach is a structured database schema that maps to the on-chain data types you're collecting, enabling efficient querying for analytics. A few common pitfalls to avoid. Hitting RPC provider limits despite proxies. Each API key has its own rate limit regardless of IP, so use separate API keys per proxy rather than separate IPs sharing the same key. Not handling chain reorganizations. Recent blocks can be reorganized, so always wait for finalization before treating data as permanent. Ignoring batch request capabilities. Many RPC providers support batching multiple calls in a single HTTP request, which dramatically reduces overhead. Collecting more data than needed. Focus on the specific events, contracts, and time ranges relevant to your analysis rather than trying to index the entire blockchain. Blockchain data collection at scale is fundamentally a distributed systems problem, and proxy infrastructure is the distribution layer that makes it feasible. By combining multiple RPC providers with proxy distributed access, you can achieve the throughput needed for comprehensive on-chain analytics, from whale tracking to DEX analysis to protocol monitoring. Start with a focused data collection scope, scale your proxy pool as your analytics needs grow, and always implement proper caching to avoid redundant RPC calls. For further reading, related topics include avoiding IP-based Sybil detection in crypto protocols, using proxies for Binance, Bybit, and OKX API trading, collecting cryptocurrency price data across exchanges, scraping stock market data with mobile proxies, how anti-bot systems like Cloudflare, Akamai, and Perimeter X detect scrapers, and using mobile IPs for anti-phishing security work. That wraps up today's guide on proxies for blockchain data collection and on-chain analytics. If you want more resources, dataresearchtools.com has hundreds of articles on proxies, scraping, automation, and more. Thanks for tuning in.